If you are suffering from anxiety, depression, and/or insomnia, you've been guided to the right video, where you're about to hear Cassie's story of overcoming these inner struggles and challenges. I remember my first consult call with Cassie, and it's night and day different from how she is now. She was so low and down, and you could just sense this heavy energy. She was, of course, exhausted from insomnia, and now you'll see she is just full of life and light and bright, and her funny humor personality is shining. She even shifted careers from the corporate world into the healing work that we did together, and is now an RTT therapist herself. Her healing story is incredible, inspiring. It is a very cool full circle moment, as she first found this healing work by listening to a video of another mom on my channel overcoming anxiety, which led her into this healing work as well. The intention for you is to know that there are healing modalities, therapeutic approaches out there that will move the needle massively for you. As cheesy as it sounds, there is light at the end of a dark tunnel. This is Cassie's story. Hello, Cassie.
Hi, Megan.
Hi, I'm so excited to have this conversation with you. I know those watching are also going to receive a lot, whether it's inspiration or the action to actually start to make moves in their inner work, their transformation, their mental health journey, whatever word they may connect with, and sharing your story and where you have been, what you've been through, and where you are now, and bits and pieces of that I know will support those who are where you were or can resonate with parts of that. So I'd like to start off with asking, before you found RTT Clinical Hypnotherapy, where were you in your life? What were you struggling with? And what made you feel like, okay, I actually need the support and help from someone, or this therapy, this work, to help you in your journey and move forward?
Yeah, absolutely. I am more excited to be having this conversation. It's been a long time coming, I feel like. So I've been so excited to have a conversation with you, and I'm great, now, instead of just those previous conversations, like I mentioned before, where you were such a pillar of strength for me. Um, so I'm going to go back just a little bit where this all started. I was your typical corporate America mom working to climb the corporate ladder, trying to do it all, married to active boys, trying to be it all, do it all. And then in October of 2022, I was really stressed out, and I kept on like rubbing my neck. And I used a back massager, which my husband said, don't use it on your neck. And of course I did. And boy, did it unravel. So listen to your husbands when they give you good advice about not to use back massagers on your neck. Um, and what happened was, when I used this electronic back massager on my neck, it created a vestibular disturbance, which turned out to be triple PD. I forgot the acronym name. It's persistent lightheadedness, something. But I had really bad vertigo for a couple of days, which did get resolved after going to an ENT. And then I was just constantly lightheaded and felt awful. And I started getting really concerned because my cognitive ability started going down. I started getting anxiety, which I had never experienced in my life before. Sleep started going down south. And over the course of 3 months, trying to figure out what was going on, I was coming on and off of sleep medications, different doctors. I went to an neuro neurosurgeon, like anyone you could think of, I went to. That, and I hit deductible, so might as well hit all the specialists at the end of the year. So that's what I was finally diagnosed with, was triple PD. Did PT with it, and things weren't getting better. Sleep was getting worse. Anxiety was getting worse. I would go stretches 3 days without sleeping. The anxiety was so bad that I couldn't even like sit down and watch TV with my family, or read a book. I mean, it literally was like hell on earth. I couldn't escape it at all. I mean, it was awful. And went to your traditional psychologists, medical doctors, and stuff, coming on and off of antidepressants, which I had never been on in my entire life either. Nothing seemed to work. Like, so for another 5 months, when I had to take medical leave from work because I just couldn't work, without sleep and constantly anxious and coming, I spent 5 months coming on and off these different medications. I went into a really deep depression because nothing was working. And then finally, I just said, screw it, something's got to give. And this crap isn't working for me. And I've got to find something really different. So I just, lo and behold, started Googling things. I did try traditional hypnotherapist, and that didn't work either. And I was like, I knew the power of the mind, not to the extent that I do now, but I Googled um, rapid ways to get over anxiety, and rapid transformational therapy came up. And I started doing some research, and then I just happened to Google it or YouTube it, and one of your client testimonials came up about anxiety. So I reached out to you. It was like my last hope. Like, I needed help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember our first alignment call when you booked in, and night and day from the
Mhm.
person I'm looking at today. And it you were like a shell of yourself, and in just like desperation, but you still had a flicker of hope of like something, like there's got to be something out there. And I'm so grateful and so honored you trust in that flicker of hope, and kept going, because you tried so many things. And not to put down any other things, right? Because like who knows what will support you in your journey, but when something helps shift and move the needle in such a deep way, it's like you do want to share about it and you do want to talk about it. So thank you again for sharing where you started, what was happening. And now that you've painted a pretty clear picture of what was going on, like work-wise, like for your own self, with your relationships, and how that was just, yeah, not didn't feel like you, obviously, and how that affected a lot of areas of your life. What then really led you to that sacred yes of doing the work that we did? Because not it's not fully mainstream yet, clinical hypnotherapy and rapid transformational therapy. There's a lot of question marks. There are a lot of preconceived notions and judgments of like, oh, hypnosis, you're just gonna control me. And what helped you, or what made you like really move beyond that and tune into the depth of the transformation, the healing, and the inner work that this would offer without even trying it yourself yet?
Um, well, me knowing the power of the mind, but honestly, us connecting and you revisiting a lot of the things that I knew intuitively about the powers within me. You are your own answer. And like having that conversation with you and connecting with you, and not just from like a spiritual perspective, but you were able to lay down like the science behind it and how it really can help people. I mean, just I think that first initial conversation, I had a light bulb moment like, yes, yes, this is what I think I've been trying to get to. It's just I was so masked by sleep deprivation, anxiety, and depression that I just couldn't quite get there. And yeah, I think that was our first consultation when I had the light bulb and everything just started clicking.
I love those moments when it's like, click, click, click. Yes. Call it intuition, call it what you want to call it, but we we can honor that or not. So I definitely praise and commend you for honoring that, because Corporate America, it's not really focused on your intuition and what the like chills give you and a sacred yes. It's very, very black and white. And the work we did is definitely the opposite of that black and white. It's
I
rainbow.
remember you kept saying that. You're like, I was so black and white, so black. Like I didn't realize how black and white what I was. And you're like, there's this whole spectrum in between black and white. And it took me a while to understand that. I'm like, oh my God, yeah, there's this whole spectrum of color.
Yeah, that was
I'm
really
sure
fun.
it took a long time. I'm surprised you didn't get frustrated with me. Like, why does this woman not get it?
No, no, because I just totally could understand and relate from being told, taught, trained either by parents or environment society like this way. And when you start to open your mind, your heart, your being, whoa, there's like more than just this line. It's it's scary at first, but it's very exciting. And you just come to realize like, oh, what is actually me? Like you said, the answer is me. It's like we hold so much beautiful intuition, knowingness, answers. And really, I just want to guide you back home to yourself, back to that and clear what isn't. And that clearing is, it feels like healing. It feels like growth. It feels like improve mental health. It really, yeah, a different way to say it. So, what would you say were your biggest breakthroughs working together? I know that's a big question, so however you want to answer it.
So, I mean, not only mentally and physically, starting, like, I finally started to heal. Like, I started to heal. I had like actual moments where I could talk to my kids. Sorry. Ah, I didn't think I was going to cry, but bring up my boys and I start crying. I could actually have moments where I could sit there with my boys and have conversations and laugh with them again. That's when I was like, oh my God, things are shifting. All the beautiful things started happening in my life just over time. There's just too many to count. But even with all that, I would say the two biggest things for me was coming back into my power, knowing who I am, and having and getting the relationship I had always hoped to get to from source, God, universe. I was always so jealous of those people that went to church every Sunday and really believed everything. And I'm like, why can't I get that? So coming out of working with you, I got it. I had wanted it for decades and I got it. So I mean, there's just so many beautiful things that came out of it. Um, Health, happiness, the connection, the soulful connection. Yeah, a lot of great things.
Yeah. So, how does your life look compared to when you started your beautiful journey and now?
Yeah. So just like the black and white thinking, I thought it would be a linear journey, even though you told me, and a lot of other people said, nope, there's ups and downs. I'm like, no, mine is going to be upward trajectory. There's going to be no bumps in the road. Well, there were bumps in the road, some craters. But actually, the big crater happened this past summer, but I kept coming back to who I am, the lessons I learned working with you. And now I can truly say I am physically healthier and happier than I have been in the last 2.5 years. I am hopeful for the future. No, I know the future is going to be amazing. Screw hopeful. We don't need hopeful. It's going to be great. Um, my family's happier. Um, we're healthier. Coming into the holiday season, I'm not dreading it like I was last year. I'm like actually excited. Um, Started decorating already for the holidays. I mean, it's a completely different world.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
body still is recouping from years of sleep deprivation and stuff, but it's healing very quickly.
hmm
Um, I'm Yeah. I remember you saying one day you're gonna look back, and there's been other people who have told me this as well. One day you're gonna look back and be grateful for what you went through. And I'm like, no way. This sucks. There's no way in hell am I ever gonna look back and be grateful. But I am.
I think that's so inspiring. Like, I actually have goosebumps for those who are in it. When you're in it and it hurts and it's painful and it's icky and it's like, ugh. But to hear someone go through it and the cliche, it's almost a cliche to be like, you're gonna look back one day and you're gonna be grateful. Like, obviously, I don't say it like that, but it can sound like that when you're in it. But to like really hear the weight of your words of you did walk that path, you crawled through that path, you trudged through it, you kept going. And now that you're really on that other side of it and you can reflect and look back, the the growth, like the mental health, the physical health, the your relationships, the improvement of all of that, the growth, so to be celebrated. And oh, just yeah, I'm at a loss of words because it is to be able to watch and observe and see you grow through that journey is it's just such a honor. And the lessons and the insights you gain from it. There's like so many beautiful life things that you've gained from it. And I'm privy to a, quite a few of them because you've shared them with me. But just as you shared with now that you can look back and see and be grateful why you went through it, what are some of those other beautiful insights that you've gained from this journey? Just to give literally the hope to those who are in it right now or still moving through it. And it's like, this is taking, I remember you kept being like, I want this to be like faster, right? And it's like, okay, those initiations are like the exact thing you're like, I want, you're going to get the opposite to show you lessons and to grow you and stretch you. So what are some of those life insight stretches that the journey gifted you?
Just have to say, I still don't like that word journey.
Okay, great. I know you did not like many words.
Story.
You didn't like many
I
words
may
that
never
you.
like that word. But
Oh,
before I go into that, I do want to like just reiterate the depths I was in. This wasn't like I had some butterflies in my stomach. It was clinical depression. It was anxiety 24/7, where I had to medicate myself to the point where I could get maybe 2 or 3 hours of sleep. I mean, ungodly amount of medication. And there, every day, when I was in the thick of it, I would hope I wouldn't wake up the next morning because it was that bad. So I just want people to know if you're in that thick of it, it sucks. And I know it. And I've never experienced it in my entire life. You can get better. I just want people to know you can get better. Um, Even if you're in that darkest of places. And then some of the insights, God, I can't stop leaking. um, for me, I mean, I think I've already mentioned it, but the power within yourself, how much power we all have. Not just one person or Megan because she's amazing at what she does, but we all have it. And if you can find someone like Megan to help you bring it out, that's just beautiful. Um, don't don't put timelines on things, especially your healing, whether it's mental, physical. Don't put the pressure on yourself because it backfires. And I think that's part of the reason why things took so much longer, because I was very deadline oriented. Like, gotta have it done by here so I can go on this trip, and it just backfired. Trust in yourself. Really trust in yourself. Don't second guess yourself. You know what's right for you. Um, Even in the midst of a bunch of anxiety and depression, you can still get to your intuitive knowing. You can. It, it might take a little work, but you can get there. And once you get there, that's when you're really going to start to feel some shifts. God, there's so much more. Love. Love a lot. Love yourself first and foremost. Always love yourself first and foremost. Take care of yourself first. Just like the whole oxygen mask on the airplane. If you aren't breathing, you can't be there for the ones you love. And you deserve to be loved and to take care of yourself. Don't take what people tell you at face value. Question it. just because someone says this is how it is, that's bullshit. It doesn't have to be that way. Oh, I promised I wasn't going to try to cuss.
That's okay.
Um, be true to yourself and don't just take what people say as your reality. You create your reality. No one else does.
Oof. Those are so
See, those
good.
are my things.
Those
Yeah.
are so good. What I'm saying, it's like you gained so much from the storm. I'm gonna call it that.
Shit.
I was gonna say that. I was like, no,
Dumpster
I can't say
fire.
that.
I mean,
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
like, woo.
yeah. You really did. And now I'm excited to see what's next. So when you look forward into the next days, into the horizon, where's Cassie going next?
Oh, definitely going to take a great vacation next year. But for my life, it's finding the enjoyment every day, just little things every day I'm most appreciative of now. Um, I'm going to say yes to playing with my kids instead of getting housework done. I'm going to prioritize my family, myself. Um, One of the biggest things is I am no longer in corporate America. I Megan inspired me so much and our work together that I became a rapid transformational therapist as well. And I have my own practice that I am starting to see the amazing shifts that my clients are seeing. Having been there from the client's perspective and then having such an amazing mentor like Megan on how I can help my clients, it's just been so beautiful. It's going to start. I've started public speaking. I've mindfulness mentor. I mean, it's just crazy, like the night and day in 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your path you walked before corporate America, not to like just get rid of it. Like those are beautiful building blocks now for where you're moving into. I'm going to call it your vocation. Maybe you don't like that word either.
That's fine. I like vocation.
Oh, yay. Okay.
Just journey.
Just journey. All right. We're gonna workshop some different words for that. Um, to speak to women, men, anyone who were where you were in your career, where if it's like I have to climb the ladder and it's this hamster wheel, and what you can offer from where you've walked, what you had to heal, shift, move through, and where you've stepped in as a RTT therapist and whatever other beautiful titles you're going to describe the work that you do. I'm so excited not only for you, but the people you're going to touch with your work. And you're you're so skilled in so many ways. And this walk that you've walked, that is the best gift you can give clients because you have that experience. And I would remember being like, okay, I know this is for such a greater reason beyond Cassie. It was bigger than you because look at the bigness that you're going to be able to hold for others and guide them through that work. So tell me a little bit more of where you're going to specialize, what type of clients you want to support so that they can connect with you because I want to have that doorway open for them and for you.
Um, so my specialty is the things that I had experienced and the schooling and certifications that I've been working a lot on for the past 2 years. Anxiety, depression, and insomnia, and the three really come hand in hand. Um, when I was going through the thick of it, you were able to relate at certain levels, which I was so thankful for. I had worked with so many other people that had never experienced even a fraction of what I had, and I was like, well, they're telling me to do this one thing, but I'm like, how? If you've never been through it, like, how do I make that shift? How do I do that? So yeah, just really focusing on anxiety, depression, and insomnia, and so many people are suffering with it. And you don't have to let, I think the analogy I think I used with you or we used together was feather brick truck. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
A little bit of anxiety, your feather, then
Mhm.
anxiety and depression. Here's a brick. Hey, pay attention. This isn't in alignment with your life. And then I would love to help my clients avoid the truck. I got a truck and a house and a skyscraper dropped onto my head. I want to help my clients avoid that and yeah.
Yes, 1,000%. And Cassie's really funny too, for those who need some. Yes, she is. She will make you laugh as well. And the journey, the path. No, you don't like the path?
You can say journey. It just gives me a little,
Gives her the ick. Because it can be icky, right? And I know we did have some fun in.
We did. No, it wasn't all sad and crying. No, we had some fun. And honestly, when I did your 6-week anxiety program, I so look forward to every session every week. And I loved working with you so much. And I got so much impact from you that I started asking for one-off sessions beyond that package too, because it was so supportive.
Yeah. 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 So I will have your link to your website, anything else for those who are struggling with anxiety, depression, insomnia, and want to connect with you to, see what you're offering, connect in any way that you're allowing that to come through. And if you're doing public speaking as well, I'm not sure if you want to also guide people through that, or is that more live and in person?
It's more live and in person.
Yeah.
I'm starting with corporations and their
Nice.
events.
So smart. So smart. You come from that world, like that world needs what you're going to offer for sure. Any last final words, remarks, insights?
Just thank God I found you, Megan. I'm serious.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even like to think about if I hadn't found you, because that's not a good pace to be. So I'm just so thankful for you.
No, I'm grateful for you. As much as you gained from me, I gained from you, Cassie. I really did. So,
See, I'm leaking. Not everyone cries with you.
oh, emotion is so good. You're welcome. Awesome. Well, with that, one final question, because I'm absolutely just owning where I'm shifting to and showing up in the manifesting world. And yes, there comes with a lot of inner transformation, healing with that too. So that's still coming with me. Is there one manifestation you're willing to share that you're dreaming of, desiring of in the next year, 10 years, 20 years, whatever it may be?
Um, I I have so many.
Yes,
Like,
yeah. Anyone you want to share, small, big, that doesn't have to be huge.
um, that my practice reaches thousands a year.
Yeah. Love that. Putting that out with you for you.
Thank you. Oh, and a cabin in the mountains too. Beautiful on 10 acres in Aspen.
Perfect. Specifications are great as well.
Absolutely.
Love that. We'll definitely do another recap when all those happen and inspire more with the next part of your story as well. So thank you for sharing that beginning point, the middle, and where you're going. It's very exciting.
Thank you, Megan.
You're welcome. All right. Thank you. Till next we meet.
Show Cassie some love, leaving a comment or a like. It is so incredibly courageous to share our story, our vulnerable story. And we're all human. We're gonna have struggles and challenges. And sometimes we need that other person or guide to help walk us through that dark tunnel. And that's the best analogy I keep coming up with, the light at the end of the tunnel, and we're not meant to walk it alone. So I trust that you've received some beautiful insights from this video. If you feel pulled to dive deeper into the RTT world, there are links below. So much love and so much light to you.